Hello everyone and welcome back to Rocket Rabbit Commentaries run through of Quake 2, and in this episode we are not actually skipping the boss, although you totally can. We're going to be taking him down because, well, he's right here! Ha-ha!
Aha! Surprise!
The heavy aerial weapons platform.
Didn't think they would fly something this big indoors. They got you.
Well, this is a silo and a launching platform for this particular unit, so it makes sense that it's here.
Here's a big
Now, if you bother
one.
to use a quad damage, you can actually stun lock the heavy aerial assault platform with the railgun. I personally don't need to do it because there's like 4 walls around him, so I can just just dodge back and forth in between the walls. How you avoid this boss is actually quite simple. You just run across the bridge. He moves very slowly. He'll get either chain guns or rockets off at you, but if he's high enough up, the rockets aren't going to hit you, and the chain guns you'll take maybe 10 points of damage.
Well, rather an arduous problem altogether.
More cells.
Cells.
Yep, still looking for secrets that I don't know about.
Oh, those
And then you
goddamn
hit
secrets.
this button in order to summon the elevator.
Illusion waits ahead.
Bonk.
Yeah, he's putting up a force
So,
field.
are there any FPS games on PC that you missed out on playing?
Oh, you mean like all of them, including Portal?
Oh, all of them.
Well, I mean, only that
Portal, honestly.
I was always playing consoles. That's just how it was. I mean, this PC, very early experiences with freaking games that are ancient by today's standards, but not much of a PC presence. Why were there some good ones that I missed?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's Quake 2, there's Doom 2, there's Unreal 1.
Case in point.
All right.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show off a particular secret that the devs specifically say, yeah, you crazy rocket jumpers. Haha. You can get additional BFG 10K there, but I'm gonna be honest, it's not honestly worth the damage that you take because I'm not gonna ever use the BFG 10K until the very end of the damn game, and even then, it's not as efficient. It's just not as efficient a weapon as the Hyper Blaster. So,
Well, you may not find use for it right away because you still have a lot of game left. If you have a weapon in your inventory that is just sitting there, you can use it to leverage the final boss.
not really. I mean, I will be showing off how awesome the combination of BFG 10K and quad damage is on the final boss, certainly, but it's not because of the BFG 10K. It's because of how amazing quad damage is.
Right.
My father specifically used to do a rather interesting challenge run where he would go take down the final boss using just quad damage and the energy pistol, and it worked relatively consistently too.
My father had mapped out a route to Wave 23 of Galaga.
I could not get to Wave 23 of Galaga. Alright, and then from here we're going to take down the heavy infantry platform.
Oh my god, I forgot. Galaga was literally one of the beepiest and boopiest games I've ever played.
You see, I like the genre that Galaga is in, but I don't really like a lot of games in that genre. It's really weird because I actually really enjoy the feeling of being successful in vertical scrolling shooters, but I'm not good at them.
Well,
so
but have you ever played on a genuine arcade cabinet?
not for Galaga, no. I believe I have played Asteroid a total of once, and I have played other famous arcade games. Specifically, I believe I have played. I know for a fact that I've played the TMNT 3 on arcades, and I enjoyed that quite a bit. But That doesn't mean we were any good at it. I think we got. I think we consistently got to level 3 in that game.
Nah. Well, it is nice to step in the shoes of somebody who had to use the arcade cabinet in order to play the game in the first place. Well, I mean, I've never played an arcade cabinet of Galaga myself. I imagine that would be pretty damn cool, especially because, you know, not that long. In recent years, now you can just build an arcade cabinet yourself for like $300, and it's fucking amazing because I've seen them.
It's not. It's but $300 for just Galaga.
No. It's not just. It's not just Galaga. It's like 20 games in one.
Which is really cool and all, but at that point, I may as well just use MAME emulation.
Yeah, but to actually stand at the machine and put your fingers on the control panel like you're operating a spaceship. Extraordinary.
For the record, the arcade station for Galaga would not feel like operating a spaceship. A spaceship has got a lot more intricate controls than Galaga does.
It's got a lot fewer beeps and boops.
Actually, it has probably a similar amount of beeps and boops. All right, here we go. That was the. All right, we're going into Outlands, and Outlands is an interesting level in its concept, but it's also very straightforward. But the enemy gauntlet here is honestly a bit more difficult, despite the fact that it's all it really is a shit ton of smaller infantry units.
You know where they're spawning in, because they're not spawning behind you.
No, they're not spawning in. They're set.
Nice. Well, just put this guy way further away, so that by the time he's done killing the first guys, he's just showing up to reinforce. Damn.
I decided to use the rocket launcher here because I've been neglecting it a good portion of the run, and honestly, it is nice. It is nice to just give all the enemies in a single shot, even the enemies that I don't know are on screen yet. I did have one screw up going through this section right here, where I ended up falling into the river, and falling into the river doubles the amount of time that you spend in this level, because one, there are a bunch of strong serpents down there for one, and for two, I did not pick up the airstrike marker, so. That is a thing that keeps fucking happening to me when I'm going through this level. You need to pick up the airstrike marker in order to deliver it to this spot. And because I didn't pick it up, now I have to go through the rest of this combat section without having it.
Because you can't go back and get it now.
I can go back and get it, but it's a bit difficult to climb up this goddamn hill.
Yeah, because enemies have a long line of sight and can just keep shooting at you. I'm actually surprised they're still alive.
We lived! Haha!
We live! Success! Dark
Right.
Souls. Anyway.
Plant the airstrike marker. We don't have the airstrike marker.
You need the airstrike marker. Why the fuck didn't you get it if you need it?
I tried to back up into collecting it. It's just right here. We were right here. But no, we didn't pick it up while we were there.
It's alright. Stop all narrative events until we do the things in the correct order.
Alright. By placing the airstrike marker, this door opens.
Incoming!
More slugs. Another
Take
bandolier.
cover.
I don't think, however, that particular bandolier matters for us, because I think we cap out at 2 bandoliers. And what the airstrike did is it blew up this bunker. Now we can get inside.
Bring us
And now we move on. Come on.
I'm gonna carcass some
Go.
German bratwurst. Here we
Button.
go.
Uh-huh.
Kielbasa, bitches.
And so we move on to the palace unit.
This is
We'll be spending the rest. We'll be spending the rest of the game in the palace unit, and that's because the palace unit is fucking lengthy. very lengthy.
That was kind
Lots
of
of going forwards and backwards.
So dramatically, we bursted open the door, we walked in a little bit. They might as well have just put the fucking aerial shot waiting for when you got inside. Like, why did we have to walk in a little bit first? Okay, destroy the system. Code name.
Hey, Macron. For the record, I still think that Meklar is a better name for him.
Oh, of course, because Maklar is comparative to all Maklar, Mr. Maklar. We have to
All right,
neutralize
here
that
we go
Maklar.
into Palace. Now, the Palace unit is honestly a really interesting unit in its entirety, given how all the areas are effectively interconnected, and there's a bunch of interesting combat encounters. Specifically with, I lied last time, one new unit, the Elite Heavy Infantry unit.
The Elite Heavy Infantry.
The Elite Heavy Infantry platform. And, yeah, it's definitely a thing. It's effectively a heavy infantry platform, but with twice as much health.
All right, so we took out...
That's all that's different about it, but it looks different, so... It looks slightly more imposing with its redness. Invulnerability. You do have... Damn it, I did not want to fall down here.
Oh boy, that hurt. So much red.
Ow!
My eyes.
There. That is why the chain gun is awesome. Although it eats through bullets like fucking water, it makes up for it with its incredibly high damage per second against these smaller targets.
Right, as long as we have railgun, Majora's Mask is no problem.
Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure that Bitterman could take down Majora really simply with the railgun. All right. Okay. Rolling up over this cliff. There we go. And press this button. A secret door has been opened somewhere. Where is that somewhere? Well, it's actually back in the starting room. You remember that door that I fired on as we were transitioning into this unit, right? Well, now it's open.
Oh. So we walk
and
past
body armor and ammo.
Sweet. Sonic found the rings. Yay.
Yeah, kinda.
I mean, this might as well be Lava Reef Zone, because right after Lava Reef Zone, I mean, you're basically in, secret, super guarded, Chaos Emerald territory.
Really wish that we had a flashlight, though. That's a thing that I'm actually both thankful and angry at Doom 3 for. The flashlight being an ever-present necessity in that game. It's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it allows the atmosphere of the game to really shine through, and Doom 3's atmosphere is objectively the best part about it. However, it also means that for a majority of the game, you can't see anything.
Well, darn it, Mr. Gerda. They gotta make the game difficult somehow.
But no, the darkness doesn't actually increase the game's overall difficulty because there's very rarely enemy spawns in the dark. And here we have the Elite Heavy Infantry platform. Yeah, he still goes down with like 6 slugs, is it? Yeah, 6 slugs.
Yeah, he's already
Whereas
dead.
the normal heavy infantry platform goes down with like 4. But
Shoot him until he does something different. When he does something different, you know he is dead.
Not quite, because if you miss time or are a bit slow on your rotations for the railgun, you won't actually stun lock him. There we go.
Oh, you got me, partner.
And then once we start going down here, this opens up.
But you weren't expecting that, motherfucker.
Oh, I was. Oh, look, a necromancer.
Oh, no zombies for you. Yeah, you got dudes on the left. There were dudes on the left. The door closed.
Dudes on the right.
Because as I've come to realize, opening and closing doors is actually quite an important thing in video games.
It is, but it's not as important in Quake 2 because enemies can open doors as well.